I still remember the exact moment my entire world shattered. I was standing in the kitchen of the home I had poured my heart into for 8 years, holding a cup of coffee that had gone cold in my hands. My husband, Mark, looked at me with eyes I barely recognized and said the words that changed everything. "Apologize right now, or get out." His voice was cold, final, no yelling, just pure contempt. "My name is Rebecca Hayes. For 12 years, I served in the United States Army. I was a strong, confident woman in uniform who knew exactly who she was. Then I met Mark. He swept me off my feet with promises of a beautiful life together. He said he didn't want me to keep risking my life overseas. He wanted a wife who would be home with him, building a family. So I made the hardest decision of my life. I left active duty and transitioned to reserves. I gave up the career that defined me for love. At first, it felt like the right choice. We built a beautiful house. I tried to be the perfect wife. I cooked. I supported his dreams. I put mine on hold. But slowly, the man I married started disappearing. The respect he once showed me turned into criticism. The love turned into control. And I kept telling myself that marriage takes work, that I had already sacrificed so much. I couldn't let it fall apart. But that night, everything came crashing down. I had confronted him about the late nights, the secret phone calls, the way he looked at his new colleague, Sarah. I wasn't accusing him. I was begging him to be honest with me. Instead of answering, he turned the tables and attacked me. He called me ungrateful. He said I was nothing without him, that I had given up my silly military dreams for a real life, and I should be thanking him every day. Then came those devastating words, "Apologize right now or get out." I stood there frozen, heart pounding, tears burning in my eyes. In that moment, something deep inside me woke up. The soldier I thought I had buried, the woman who once led teams under fire. She looked at this man who was supposed to love and protect her, and she finally saw the truth. I didn't scream. I didn't cry in front of him. I simply whispered, "Get out then." He laughed. "What?" I said. "Get out then, because I'm done." The next few weeks were the hardest of my life. Mark thought I was bluffing. He believed I had nowhere to go. After all, I had spent years making his world comfortable, but he had no idea who I really was. I packed his suitcases and drove away that same night. I stayed with an old army friend for a few weeks while I figured things out. The pain was unbearable. Nights were filled with tears and doubt. I questioned every choice I had made. Had I really thrown away my marriage? Was I too proud? Too broken? But every time the pain tried to pull me under, I remembered his face when he told me to apologize for wanting honesty. The disrespect, the betrayal, the way he had slowly chipped away at my confidence until I barely recognized myself. I reached out to my former commander. I told her I wanted back in. I was ready to return to active duty. To my surprise, the door was still open. They needed experienced personnel, and my record was strong. Within weeks, the paperwork was moving. I threw myself into physical training again. Early mornings, long runs, strength sessions that left my body aching but my spirit alive. Meanwhile, Mark tried to contact me. First came the angry messages, then the guilt trips. "You're really going to throw away everything we built? After everything I did for you?" He even showed up at my friend's house once, acting like the victim. But I refused to engage. I had already seen the man behind the mask. The deepest cut came when I discovered the full truth. Through mutual friends, I learned that Sarah wasn't just a colleague. Their affair had been going on for over a year. While I was trying to save our marriage, he was planning his exit strategy, making sure I would be the one who looked crazy if things exploded. That betrayal broke something in me, but it also rebuilt me stronger. I stopped crying every night. I started waking up with purpose again. The uniform that once hung in the back of my closet now became my armor once more. I shipped out for training and never looked back. The woman who returned to service wasn't the same soft, people-pleasing wife who had left. She was battle-tested, clear-eyed, and finally free. 8 months later, I stood on base in full uniform, rank restored, leading a team again. The feeling was indescribable. I had come back stronger, sharper, and more confident than ever. The military welcomed me with open arms. My superiors noticed the change immediately. Within a year, I was promoted. I was traveling again, doing meaningful work, surrounded by people who respected my strength instead of trying to dim it. Mark's life, on the other hand, began to unravel. Sarah left him 6 months after I did. Turns out the exciting new romance lost its shine once the reality of divorce, bills, and responsibilities hit. The house we built together had to be sold. He reached out one last time, not with anger this time, but desperation. He said he made a terrible mistake, that he missed the woman who used to take care of everything. I looked at his message for a long time. Then I typed one single reply. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I hope you find what you're looking for. I blocked him after that, not out of hate, but out of peace. Today, when I put on this uniform, I don't just see a soldier. I see a woman who finally chose herself. A woman who refused to shrink to fit someone else's ego. A woman who walked away from disrespect and walked straight into her power.